You be a good boy, Leonard.
I thought you guys might get a kick out of that. Welcome to Check the Facts. Normally this is a political channel with a right-wing view, but this video is going to be different. If you're getting this in your ads or a recommended page, then just skip this video right now. Don't give it a like, a dislike, or comment about how much you don't care, or why is this in your ads, or why is this in your recommended page. I strongly advocate for the First Amendment, and everything and anything goes on my comments section, but because of the content of this video, I'm not allowing it this time. So if you are discourteous or inconsiderate, or you write anything that doesn't have to do with the topic of this video, I will either flag you, spam you, or delete your comment, but no one's going to see it. So please just be courteous and considerate and just write a comment about the topic only. So if you're into food or gaming, recipes, watching stunts, and this is not your kind of video, just please skip it. I started with a funny intro because the rest of this content is not going to be so funny. Yulin, the horror of horrors. The pit of despair, the hell on earth, the house of horrors, the place of heartless demons, the place where the small and helpless victims are taken, where they will feel what they have never felt before. None other than Yulin in China. I check every year to see if this has finally ended, and last year it's been on and off about this disgusting spectacle ending or not, and there's no actual news item that says that it has ended, so I don't believe it has truly ended, and China's not the only culprit with dog farms and dog meat. But for those of you who don't know what Yulin is, it's everything I just described, but the victims here are animals, specifically dogs. The reason I'm showing you this image and nothing more is because I can't even age restrict this video and show you what goes on, because the images are so incredibly graphic, violent, and disturbing that YouTube, I think, will not only shut down this video but take away my channel. And though there are a few videos out there on YouTube about this, I didn't bother to look at them, for one, because I just can't stomach what's happening and I've already seen enough. But eventually, if they get flagged, they will be taken down. So for those of you who don't know what this is, and hopefully are old enough, go to Bing or Google, type in Yulin Dog Festival, and then once the page loads, go to images, because unlike YouTube, where it is censored and restricted on some things, the internet is not, and you will freely see what exactly is happening. But I will promise you this, you guys are not going to be okay looking at these images. And the reason I am telling you to get the strength to do this, even for like 2 seconds, is because you will never truly know the extent of someone's suffering until you see it for yourself. And even these pictures will not do them justice, because besides the seeing part, it's the hearing that also rips right through you. The people who do this are just heartless and inhuman. And if you guys accidentally, stepped on your dog, it happens sometimes when they're little and they're in the way and you hear them squeal, well, this is different. I mean, these dogs are brutalized alive, and the shrieking and screaming, I cannot even imagine what happens. But then again, I did accidentally see some pictures and it's just barbaric. So what really happens? Well, during the festival, animals are hung, boiled, burned, skinned, dismembered, and beaten while they're still alive. In fact, it goes beyond this. Besides seeing the pictures I already did by accident and not able to ever get them out of my head, I did come across one picture that popped up, and I didn't mean to, but it just popped up on my screen, and it was of a woman who hung a dog by the head alive and was taking a blowtorch to the head. This creep was blowtorching the dog's head. The reason they do this is because they believe the more pain you inflict on a dog, the better the meat will taste. Another sad and heartbreaking image I saw was of a dog who was so beyond stress and fear that it was crying tears of blood, and the whites of the eyes were pretty much filled with blood. It's just horrific. And yes, this stuff does happen when you are under extreme stress and fear. You can sweat blood, you can cry tears of blood, and this poor dog did. And I can't show you this on YouTube, but those of you who are going to look up these images without finishing this video, if you're going to do it right now, I just strongly urge you to just take a moment and come back to this video and finish it off, because I will tell you what you can do to do your part in this. Even if the Yulin festival does get banned, dog farms still exist in China, and they will get treated exactly the same way as they got treated at the Yulin festival. So it will still be ongoing. What needs to happen is not only to end the Yulin festival, but the dog farms need to get banned as well, not just in China, but in Korea, Vietnam, Thailand, all the Asian countries. A while ago, when I first came across the Yulin festival, someone told me that it's just part of their culture. Well, no, it's not. Torture is not part of culture. Color is, food is, not dogs, music is, but the vile, despicable acts of Yulin is not culture. Romans used to tie Christians to poles in the Colosseum and let loose lions to eat them alive. That was part of their festivities, so I can equally argue that no one should be outraged at what happened to Christians back then. This is not culture. This is wrong. And this is personal to a lot of people. It's definitely personal to me because these are my little ones. They're rescues. And though the US doesn't do what the people of Yulin do, there are still a lot of bad things that are happening to these poor animals. They feel and they hurt and they are emotional, but they have unconditional love. These are animals that are set apart from other animals in the world. They're unlike any other. They heal people, they help people, they are companions, they are so loving and so small. And until those of you who don't have pets, specifically dogs, know what it's like to have a dog and truly care for it, you will never know how needy they really are. They depend on everything for you, and they are so smart. Anyone here who's watching right now who doesn't care about pets or dogs, it doesn't matter if you have a dog or not, if you like dogs or not, if you care about animals or not. The point is that no animal should be treated in such a manner. They are supposed to be respected and cared for by us. No animal should ever be hurt, but specifically not dogs because they're different. This picture was taken of a homeless man holding this dog. I mean, how precious is that? This is a military dog. It fights on the lines. I don't see an ostrich going out there in uniform. I don't see an elephant or a horse or a cat. It's always a dog. This dog was a rescue dog during 9/11. This is a police dog and his partner. This is a service dog, and service dogs are more than just service dogs for the blind. They are for people who have heart problems and seizures, and these dogs can detect if something is not right before it even happens. It's incredible. They are there for blind people. They are there for emotional support, like this dog used in a hospital. They are there for therapy and for healing. And there are even surfer dogs also used for therapy. As far as the United States go, we are very much guilty of using dogs as lab experiments. Other animals included, but I got this letter from Physicians Committee and I didn't know how legit it was, but it was describing about a dog named Queenie being used in a lab experiment at Wayne University. You guys can pause and read this for yourselves. It's pretty detailed. And Queenie was being put under such incredible pain and stress, so I decided to find out if this was true or not. So I wrote an email to this guy, the president of Wayne State University in Michigan. I wrote 2 emails because he did not have the decency to write back to me and confirm if this was true or not. I even emailed the lab department twice. So instead I contacted the ASPCA and the Humane Society of Michigan, and at least they got back to me, and sadly they confirmed that experiments like this are allowed, and sometimes if the dog makes it, they will take the dog that's been battered and beaten and used and will try to get it to be adopted at a shelter. And they gave me the information for the USDA, which is actually allowing this. So I contacted the USDA and I have yet to hear from them. But besides donations, if you guys want to get involved and do something locally and especially about Yulin, I have the links to the websites below, but you can check out Stop Yulin Forever. It's a website that tells you how to be involved. And this is another one you guys can check out and get some information. I also added this. This is change.org where you can petition this. People are still signing it, and this is the most I will even put up for you to see in a picture, but this is not okay. I mean, these poor dogs are being strung here with a fence and wired in so they could barely move. Of course, they're not going to be fed or watered, and they don't have any room to do anything, so they're probably going to pee on each other. But this is where it begins, and sadly, when there are no dogs to be found and they need more dogs, they go and take other people's dogs from their homes. So this is just crazy and out of hand, but you guys go and sign this. I will have the links below in the description box, and there's more you can do. And you can start by not supporting China in as many ways as possible, particularly with cosmetics, because it's law in China that you must test on animals, even if testing was done elsewhere in any other country. Once it hits China, it must be retested on animals. It's their law. So I have this picture up here. This is NYX. NYX will have this symbol on their product stating that it's cruelty free. However, L'Oreal owns NYX, and because L'Oreal sells in China, it doesn't matter that NYX states that it's cruelty free. It's really not, because their profits will still go to L'Oreal, and L'Oreal will still go and sell their stuff in China. I got an email from a representative from L'Oreal, but I unfortunately can't show you that because out of anger I deleted that email a long time ago, and I regret that. But it was such a stupid reply. I was told in the email that L'Oreal is a pioneer of its day and it is the greatest, and really it was a really long email on how this representative was just praising L'Oreal and just completely missed the mark that it's never okay to test on animals, and it's a very nasty business how they test on animals. But other brands like CoverGirl, besides L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, Christian Dior, Maybelline, these brands test on animals. Don't be fooled by their cruelty-free label. Selling in the US suddenly makes them able to have that label, the Leaping Bunny, and this one that says cruelty free, but they still sell in China. So I added these links as well in the description box. You can go to sites like these, and it is an entire massive list of brands that are not cruelty free and those that are cruel to animals and test on animals, and especially sold in China. I urge you to go look. This one is Cruelty Free Kitty, and this other one is Logical Harmony. Both links will be available. There are plenty of brands on this list, on these lists actually, that will show you what you can use even for household items, cleaning products, body care, shampoos. Like one that I use is Paul Mitchell. They used to sell to China, but they pulled out and they made a public statement. And Method is a really good brand. They have soaps, detergents, and household items. They used to also sell in China, but again, they pulled out and made a public statement that's available online if you guys want to go search it. I thank them for doing that, and they sent me coupons, so that's a bonus. And those of you who go to Ulta and ask anyone there what brands are cruelty-free, they will point you to a bunch of brands that are cruelty-free. Just don't go with it. You have to just do your own research on this. Again, go take a look at Logical Harmony or Cruelty Free Kitty, or make your own inquiries about the brands that you buy. Pay attention to companies that have sister companies or parent companies, and check out the petition and the 2 websites about Yulin I posted. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave a comment below. And though this video was not a very happy one, I do want to leave you with a good outro clip, especially if you haven't yet searched the Yulin images.
Educate yourself!